I'm here once again with the legendary Max Cavalera to talk about Soulfly and their upcoming incredible. I mean, this is a massive tour, 2 months, this Totem tour. How are you preparing? I've seen some videos of you playing baseball, playing some football. Is that how you're preparing physically for this 2-month tour?
I guess. I mean, it's one of those things, man. I don't really have that much mental preparation. It's more like you kind of go and once it started, you're just gonna go for it. But I love the fact that it's such a long tour. It's 9 weeks. Like, people don't do those anymore. We are like crazy people. It's like, what are you guys thinking? It's great. It's great. It reminds me a little bit of we used to do that back in the Arise days. And of course, Gloria was involved in those tours as well. She booked the New Titans on the Block and with Napalm and Sick of It All. And I remember some of the Arise tours being long, not as long as this, but they were quite long. So this reminds me of that, and I think it's great because I think it's like the old dog mentality of going everywhere and just playing everywhere. You don't really rely on of course, TV or radio for this kind of music. We have great stuff like you guys, things, but everything else is you gotta go where the people are. You gotta play. You gotta fucking play. And a tour like this it's great because I think it builds character, makes you tougher mentally, physically. It's a big challenge, but it's cool. I love it, man. I love even when I saw I think we have a shirt, and I saw the shirt, and there's no more room in the back of the shirt for any. It's like the whole thing is fucking dates, It's like the whole
to be continued at the end when you run out of space.
Right, yeah, man. But it's really cool. Again, with some cool underground supporting acts like Body Box and Skinflint. I love that, man. We went out last year with 200 Stab Wounds, and that was a great fun, great tour. It was cool mixing up with a little bit younger band and seeing the crowd a little mixed up. Like, you get a lot of young kids, and you also get the old dudes like us. And it's great. I love it, man. I mean, I think it's cool. I'm preparing a very cool set list. Of course, we have a new guitar player that can really play everything, Mike DeLeon, which is another bizarre thing. We have two Leons in the band now too. So don't ask me how those things happen, man. Don't even go there. But we end up with Mike Leon and Mike DeLeon. But yeah, Mike DeLeon is great. He told me his nickname is Maxi Dime. They call him the Mexican dime bag. And I love that, man. I love that. Of course, he plays with Phil for many, many years with Anselmo and the Illegals. And we have a chance to jam with him, and the chemistry was there, and it's just kind of like perfect for what Soulfly is doing right now. So we get to play a lot of stuff from Totem, but also dive into some deep cuts that people are not expecting. Stuff like Riot Starter and Touching the Void and Bleak, Bring It. I haven't played Bring It probably since Primitive came out. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to bring some of those. I call them deep cuts because they're not the big songs.
That's your normal set list tracks.
We of course still could play the big songs like Prophecy and Primitive and Tribe, Eye for an Eye. Those are the big Soulfly songs. But I think it's good to also dive in with such a big, uh, you know, there's a big number of albums. There's 12 albums to choose from.
Yeah, yeah.
So
A lot of material.
a lot of music, and we get to really kind of experiment with that a little bit. I like to play some stuff out of Totem, even Spirit Animal, if it's possible. That's a 10-minute track in the end of the record that I think it'll be awesome to play that live. I think the crowd would really love that. So yeah, so we're gonna see what we come up with for the tour, but we already rehearsed a little bit with Mike, and it came out really good. And we're very excited to hit the road one more time.
So you mentioned those Arise days, but this is the longest tour you've been on, right? Or you've been on the longest?
No, for sure. At 9 weeks straight. It's 57 shows with not a lot of day off. So it's like grinding, it's like this is gonna grind us. Yeah, so it's cool. It's and I love, like, some of the venues are smaller venues, and we really get to interact with the crowd and people jumping on your pedals and spilling beer in your head, and you can smell the metal in the air. There's a element of danger in the air. You don't know if you're gonna.
There's a real feel of tribe.
Very, very much, very connected.
Yeah.
Small, intimate kind of feeling. But we have to do more because we don't have Canada. It's like, what the fuck?
I know. I actually messaged Gloria about that, and she gave me a little bit of information on that. I was like, maybe I'm gonna have to come down south to the US to see one of these shows, because I haven't seen you guys play anything off of the new album, and that actually takes me to my next question. Do you have a favorite song on Totem that really hits hard when it comes to playing it live?
Yeah, so we've been doing Superstition, and Superstition really was a phenomenal song to write and to play live. It's really, it's all about the energy. That song, that track, there's so much energy, and it's like this old school guitar picking style that I do on it. I remember when we play that track on the 200 Stab Wounds tour, the singer of 200 Stab Wounds, Steve, was like the first one that told me, like, dude, that track is sick. That's a sick song, man. I can't, I don't even believe that's Soulfly, because I think people have a preconceived notion of what Soulfly is.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get to surprise people with songs like that that really go beyond expectations, So yeah, I think Superstition is one of those, and as far as like really, really, really old school is Rotting Pain. That's drenched in old school feelings all over, from the name to the riffs, to the way I sing on it. It was one of those songs where me and Arthur, the producer, just kind of went deep into nostalgia, and let's he was even joking, like, I'm gonna wake the 17-year-old Max Cavalera and bring him to the now by some form of exorcism or some kind of voodoo. I don't know how we did it, but we end up capturing that in that track specifically. Rotting Pain came out just so old school. And then there's stuff to me that's more Soulfly groove territory, like Damage Done and Totem. Is really like a few bit tribal, and very, very heavy on the groove accent side of things. But yeah, it was a fun record to make. It was done during the pandemic. The first 6 months was just me and Zion, so it was kind of like I imagine that's how Dark Throne must feel like. When I was making the record, I was like, this must be how Dark Throne feels like. There's only two guys, and that's all you're doing is two people. There's nobody else involved. It's like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like, and nobody knew that we were making the record. It was like we're on our own planet doing this thing, and not even the label knows you're doing the record. Felt very, very like very, very cool, like doing their own thing. Then of course when we got Arthur involved, to me he's like kind of a secret weapon of the record, like this wizard of sound, and full of really ways of getting stuff out of me that doesn't come out naturally. He knows how to
poke the bear.
He knows how to like how to fuck with me the right way that I react and good stuff comes out of it, So I'm happy with the record, man. I think the feedback I got from a lot of fans that they really like it. They like the vibe of the song. They like the spirit, the kind of old school spirit that was in the overall album. And a lot of them liked the artwork. I thought that was kind of cool too. And it was a lot of, to me, one of the funnest songs was Scouring the Vial with John, Obituary. I just got done listening to their new record. I fucking love it. I think it's great. I'm so happy for them. And having John on Scouring the Vial was it was really fun. It's like an old friend from a long time ago, that because we worked together on Beneath the Remains. There's some backing vocals he sang for Stronger Than Hate. And I stayed in his house for 2 weeks, finishing the vocals for Beneath the Remains. And we kept that friendship, through the years. So I got the chance to ask him to be part of the Soulfly record, and he was very very into it. And I love the vocals, so unique. John's got a unique voice. Like,
there's nobody like him.
Right. Yeah. I hear a lot of people not copying, but very influenced by him in other bands, But his voice is so unique. The minute you hear it, it's like, oh, that's Obituary. It's like it's cool originality about it.
Oh yeah.
That was really cool to do that. That song is, to me, it's a big song on the album because it's like a personal letter to cancer, because cancer kills so many great people and just kills people in general, but also musicians, and it's a coward disease, right? That doesn't ask permission to enter your body, just enters you without your permission. That's kind of like what I had in mind when I was doing like this fucking disease is outrageous, that just invades your body without you knowing and destroy you from the inside out. Yeah. So it's like it's a heavy topic. I wanted to do a song about cancer for a long time. I just never have found the right way to do it. So this time was like, let's make this song, this fuck you letter to cancer, and it's very. I think I tried to in the end, I tried to do the message of the song is to the people that fight it and wins the battle of cancer. It's like an uplifting kind of thing, because I know many Soulfly fans, they tell me through the years that they listen to a lot of either Soulfly or Sepultura. It's one of their main influences fighting cancer when they're doing all the treatments, and that's heavy because I don't think about that when I'm writing the songs, When you're writing the song, you're just writing them. I'm sitting here with my guitar, just trying to find that cool riff and some cool words to go with the riff. I'm not even thinking where this song is gonna go once it gets released, but it goes to some very special places in people's life that makes a change in people's life, and I think that's really cool.
You mentioned that this tour is going to be a lot of Totem, some deep cuts, like you called it. But considering that there's 2/3 of Go Ahead and Die on the tour, are you thinking maybe throwing in a Go Ahead and Die song here and there?
Eventually, you know, that's we haven't really thought of it yet, but everything's possible. In my that's one thing I learned with me. Expect the unexpected, and you know, it can happen. But by the way, I am working on a new Go Ahead and Die record as we speak. We are in full writing mode, you know, just writing and trying to get the doing a lot of stuff with Igor Amadeus, my kid, and we are writing some really cool stuff. I think people that like the first record gonna be quite surprised with the new one. It's the new one is like it's got the same vibe but 10 times better. You know, it's like amplify, and it's just, to me, it's one of those fucking dream come true things, man. To get to do records with my kids. You know, it's like when they were born, it's like I hope they'll become musicians. I hope. It's almost like kind of selfish of me in a bad way. I hope they're not doctors or lawyers or, you know, most dads be like, I hope my kid is a lawyer, you know.
And you're like, I hope he's a guitar player.
Yeah, I hope he's not a lawyer. I hope he's not the fucking engineer. I hope he's a metalhead that wants to play metal so I can play with him, you know. And that it came true, and they're pretty good, man. They're awesome kids, and they love to hang out with me and share the same things. Of course, I've been doing for so long, you know, but I get to experience with both of them differently, because Zion is in Soulfly, and he's been doing drums with me for a couple of years now in Soulfly, and Igor is, I do more of the Go Ahead and Die stuff with him, and he's really the one that always been like, that's like my hard kid, the one that liked the extreme shit. He liked the heavier side of things, and he was always discovering bands and telling me about it. I had no idea who like Full of Hell was, or who Gate Creeper was. Was all from him. He's showing me all these fucking bands, you know. And he's very creative too, you know. He's very, very, very creative. He also writes books like Stephen King, kind of horror novels and shit, which is not from my side of my brain or my family. Like, I don't do that stuff. I could not write one page of a book if I wanted to, especially like a novel, you know. So that's definitely from Gloria's side of the family. But yeah, it's an old dream that came true when they were first born. That I get to do that with them now, you know, and it's so fun. It's so cool to me to experience that side of life with them, doing that with them. It's great.
And when you go on tour, I think right now Soulfly is one of the few bands, like you said, you're taking some underground bands. You guys do that all the time. You always take bands that are not necessarily well known. You're giving them a platform, a way to play their music, becoming a little bit of a father figure for these bands as well. So my question for you is, first of all, where did you discover these bands, and how does that process work for you? Do you enjoy going on tour with more underground bands versus well-known bands? How is it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy both. You know, like we've done, Soulfly's done a share of other tours. You know, we did stuff with Slayer in the mid 2000s and Rammstein, and and Pantera with Morbid Angel, and you know, the festivals. We also play with all kinds of different bands in Europe. But there's something really cool about going out with these young upcoming bands, and it's a new generation, you know. But the cool thing is that they're very respectful of my past. Like, to them, those records are sacred, you know. Schizophrenia, Arise, Morbid Visions, Beneath the Remains, they fucking worship that shit, you know. They like Soulfly, you know. Soulfly is cool, but yeah, those fucking records are like, holy shit, you know. And I feel a very there's a huge amount of respect, because I was a big part on those records, you know. And
I would
you know,
say
so
you were those records. That's my opinion, anyways.
thank you, sir. Appreciate that. But you know, it's like, I think it's kind of go both ways. I'm a fan of their stuff, so they get surprised because of that, because I know their stuff. And you know, like the first day meeting the 200 Step One guys, my first question to them was, "You guys playing Skin Milk?" You know, and they were like, "What? Do you know Skin Milk?" Like, they thought I didn't know anything about them, you know. And I was like, "No, motherfuckers, I know your shit. You know, I know your songs, man. And you better play these songs, or we're gonna have trouble." So it's fun like that, man. It's fun like that, and wearing their shirts. And you know, I think there's a young side of me, like that 17-year-old Max that's inside of me that never grew up. And I kind of hold that sacred. It's like one of the few things that I fight tooth and nail not to give that up and become whatever member of society does. It's like, yeah, I'm growing up, I'm getting older, but there's that innocence part of me that fell in love with metal, that I have to preserve that, man, because that's, to me, that's the essence of Max Cavalera. It's what makes me what I am. And if I lose that, then I lose everything. Then I don't have nothing, you know. Then I become just another asshole, just a corporate asshole doing corporate things. I don't want that, you know. That's why I don't even get involved in a lot of the situations, the business side of things. It's all Gloria. I let her deal with that, because I don't want to be part of that, because I know that will corrupt me the wrong way. It will rub me the wrong way too. So I don't deal with that at all. I leave all that in her hands. Like, you do the business, let me do the music. You know. So it's like an agreement we have between each other. Like, you don't tell me how to play guitar, I don't tell you how to manage. and we're good. So we have this kind of verbal agreement, mutual agreement. But of course, sometimes, you know, she gets on my ass, like, you better play more guitar, you know. You know, so it's, you got to play more songs and this and that. And that's cool. I take that as a I don't get hurt by criticism. Opposite, I actually enjoy the critic. I think it makes me sharper, you know. I don't know if I told you this story, but even back in the Sepultura days, I used to read bad articles about us before I play, so I can get really mad and play pissed off.
You never told me that.
Yeah. So I'll read a bad review of something that we did, and right before I went on, I read the review and I'd be like, "Oh, motherfucker, let's go!" And we'll have a great show, because I was all fucking pissed off. You know, it was a different time, but yeah, this day and age, it's really easy. Just go on the internet. There'll be some assholes talking shit about you, about anything that you do. You know, there's probably people that talk shit about you. That's like, it's everywhere in the internet. You can't escape it, right? Um, so yeah, that still kind of fuels my fire still today. I still get motivated by shit talkers. It's like gasoline, give me more, give me fire type.
I got one last question for you, but before I ask you that question, let me just say this, for anybody that follows Gloria on social media, the love that she has for you, the love that you guys have for each other comes across super clearly. I think you guys, the journey that you guys have had together as a couple, as husband and wife, it's outstanding. In a business that destroys people, that destroys marriages, what you guys have done is something that really needs to be praised. And I think you guys are royalty when it comes to couples in the metal industry. And it's nice to see that you guys have been able to persevere through everything and still be, not only you making music, like you said, and her running the business. It's not easy. So congratulations on making it to 2023.
Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate that, man. And I'll pass that to her too. She would like to hear that too. It's really cool. Like she tried to really stay off the limelight, but her presence in social media is real big, especially because I don't have a phone. Like I'm a caveman when it comes to social media. So she does all that for me. Like even when I want to say thanks to something, ends up being her with her phone. I give the message and they post it on the Soulfly socials. Same with Max Tracks, which I'm glad I'm back doing it again. I did one with Mike DeLeon. We did Superstition and Frontlines, and I did one Field Upon Field last week. And we have one coming up in Thursday. I'm doing another song, and that's really cool because you kind of interact with a lot of fans. It's free on Facebook, and everybody can watch it. It's kind of a fun thing, kind of a punk rock thing. But yeah, I think we kind of work really good together because we like a lot of the same stuff. We like traveling. We like experience the world. She's hard, man. She's like not impressed by anything, right? So
she's jaded.
So anybody that, oh, Max, you're God, you're a legend, and she just laughs, like, no, you're not. You're just Max. Get back on earth, put your feet in the ground, and it's cool. It keeps me from become a big-headed asshole too. So that's cool. That kind of works in my favor as well. So I don't become a big-headed rock star asshole. We have already too many of those out there. We don't need another one. And it's cool. Like we have this really cool chemistry. I like the things she says. She always talks about building a huge empire legacy type thing, and that's something that's to me really resonate, because first it starts as a family. We are very united family. All of us are really close, the whole family, and we end up giving a lot of our kids like jobs on tour. Go sell T-shirts and go be a drum roadie, or in the case of Soulfly, even playing with us. And then the extension of that is we have a lot of friends on tour that come to see us every year. They're fans / friends, and we get to see them every year. And then the extension of that is the tribe, right? All the other fans. And I like to think that Soulfly is one of those bands that, in a very unique, truly genuine way, has that connection with the fans. A lot of bands, they say, oh, our fans are the best fans in the world, and I like to think Soulfly fans, they feel like that. And it's really cool because they like I don't try to bullshit them because they will call me on my bullshit. If I ever try to bullshit, bullshit them out, it's not gonna work. They're on it, so it's cool. It's like it keeps me honest as well, So it's good, man. It's really good. It's a fun relationship. I love seeing Soulfly tattoos every time we go on tour. There's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them are lifers. They're for life. They're this kind of music. The cool thing about it is we're probably gonna listen to this music until we die. We're not gonna. We don't get out of it. It's like mafia. Once you're in, you can't get out.
No, you only get out when you're dead. That's it. That's pretty much it.
It's like mafia, man. Metal is like mafia. You don't get out. But it's great, man. I love it. I love to be part of the scene, of the community, and I got to meet a lot of my heroes, and it's been good. I just look forward to keep doing.
Life has been good to me. I got to meet you, so I got to meet one of my heroes. So I'm not complaining. Life has been good to me. So
I almost gave you COVID.
That's a great story. You got to admit, that's a great story.
It is. It's amazing.
Zoom is telling me I have 8 minutes left, so let me ask you this last question. March 4th, 2024, next year, just around my birthday, it'll be 30 years of Point Blank by Nail Bomb. Any chance you guys do like a reunion tour or something to celebrate 30 years of Point Blank?
Yeah, I mean those records are an extension of almost like kids. They become part of your life, and they become like your kids. I have real special places in my heart for a selection of records like Soulfly 1 and Chaos AD and Nail Bomb, of course, especially Point Blank. It's a very unique, special record. It's like I think it is a cult record. There's nothing like it out there. It was created in the crazy way. There's something really primal about that record. It just cuts through it. And yeah, I would love, we did one of the longest tours was in Canada for Nail Bomb. Hopefully we get to do something next year for it.
I hope so. 30 years is a big time. All right, Max, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. All the best and have fun on the road for 2 months.
I hope I'll see you in one of the shows. If not, I'll see you in Canada.
I hope to see you soon. Take care, man. Happy New Year. All the best.
All right. Um abraço.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.